Hello there, I've got a Beppis. Bops or Vagana, whichever will it be, sit the fuck down. Okay. Hello. Forgive me if I'm a bit goofy, a bit off in this video. I just got back from work, alright? First thing I'm doing whenever I get home, which is right now, is making a video. Because I haven't made a video in a while. I've just been really streaming and stuff, and that's very fun. By the way, you should join the streams. They're very fun. I like talking to you guys. What are we doing today? Okay, so I was browsing the Twitter, and I saw that somebody liked a tweet by RuPaul's Crab Rave. I don't know who it is, but it says, "Stop using triggered as a synonym for offended, you dicks." And then he elaborates on it, but I've already made up my mind. I'm gonna keep saying triggered instead of offended. Cause you can't change my vocabulary, bro. You can't just label someone a dick for using a word you don't like. Maybe they're not trying to be a dick, okay? You're the one with the problem, bro. And so I found this video. It's an opinion piece. It's by the Daily Texan. I like this because it's like a news article but in video form, and that makes it more entertaining for me because I don't like reading. I don't like doing that. I don't like reading words. What I noticed for both of these posts is, well, one, by the code of virtue that they hold, they feel like they own the moral high ground. And two, they also harbor a very nice little echo chamber with nobody really disagreeing with them. Except maybe a few outliers, but a lot of the comments are, "I hate that word, it's such an annoying trend, thank you." By the way, what the hell, these comments are from 11 months ago. Oh, this is not a recent video. This came out last year, the beginning of last year, January 31st, 2018. Okay, whatever, I'm still watching it, okay? Because I've never seen this video, and I doubt you have too, because it only has 511 views, 33 likes, and 7 dislikes. Now it has 34 likes. I like this. Okay, let's watch the video.
I can bet your ass you probably clicked on this video because you were triggered.
I could bet your ass. Don't bet my ass. Don't do that. My ass is mine to bet, not yours, okay? Listen here, lady. You can't be betting other people's asses that maybe they don't want their asses to be bet, okay? Alright? Do you understand where I'm coming from? I don't want you to bet my ass. It's my ass. You can't. What are you doing?
Right. Triggered? Yeah. My name's Carissa McLean. I'm gonna tell you why I need to stop saying that word. One, it's a whack definition.
She just said whack. This lady just said whack. It's 2018. At the time of you making this video, you just said whack. Someone who uses the word whack is telling me what words to use. What the hell? You know what? While we're playing this game on words we can't use, I think you saying whack is whack. Okay? How about that? And I think if you say whack, that's actually very demeaning. Because what about people who were actually whacked? You're not thinking about them, are you? I don't think so. That's very insensitive of you.
According to Urban Dictionary, it's defined as when someone gets offended or gets their feelings hurt, often using memes to describe feminists.
She looks at the camera, she's like, wait a moment. That's me.
Or people with strong victimization. No, it's not even close to what the actual definition is, especially when it comes to those that suffer with mental illness. It's typically for those that suffer with PTSD, not for when you're trying to politicize something or tell someone that they're being too sensitive.
Well, you see, definitions change a lot. You know, do you guys remember that word literally? How it used to mean like, well, you know, literally, something that actually is. And then it stopped meaning that because people use it in the context of like the antithesis of how it should be used. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, let me get this straight. Alright, let me just straighten this out for you. People who think people are overreacting are not the people who use the word triggered when it's not supposed to be used. Okay, it was the SJW feminists that used the word. We just use it to make fun of them. Do you guys remember that video? That one fat chick is like, oh, I walk outside, I get triggered. I see a squirrel, I get so triggered. I look how blue the sky is. I'm so triggered. I remember the sky was blue whenever I was outside yesterday, and then I almost get hit by the car. Oh my god, I'm so triggered.
I get dressed in the morning, I'm triggered. I take a shower, I'm triggered. I get in the car, I'm triggered. I go for a walk, I'm triggered. I leave my house, I'm triggered. I sit in my room all day, I'm triggered. I look at my thin, beautiful sisters, and I'm triggered, and
Okay, you know, we're making fun of her. Okay, that type of person, that archetype, I suppose, who's always offended, always triggered by their own use of the word, by the way. We get the use of the word from you people. We didn't make it up. And then whenever we start using it against you to tease you, you start being like, you can't use that word.
No. On to my second point. Using the word triggered may overflow into using other words that are not meant to be used. What's next? Are we going to use depression to mean a sad individual? Are we going to use antisocial to mean a hermit? Are we going to use bipolar to mean crazy? It sounds preposterous, right?
People already do that. People who are actually sad do that. I'm not even kidding. People already do that. What's wrong with doing that? Where is the moral outrage with that? The whole way people process the word antisocial is not social, or maybe against being social in some way or another. And a hermit is somebody who seeks an antisocial livelihood. Some people are, well, people don't say bipolar as if she's crazy. People say bipolar, they're like, she can't make up her mind. And then that can lead to crazy.
So why are we okay with using the word triggered? We shouldn't be.
Because it's funny, it's a meme, it's used to make fun of people with bad characteristics. I mean, don't get me wrong, having PTSD is not a bad characteristic, like, not morally so at least. It doesn't reflect a bad character. But when we say, oh, this person's triggered, we're not thinking about the dudes with PTSD, alright? We're not trying to be like, the PTSD guy's actually triggered. No, we're making fun of you. Because you guys get super offended over everything. And you don't like to be called out over it.
Which brings me to my third point. It fosters an anti-emotion culture.
That's the first time I've ever heard that. What is an anti-emotion culture?
I know what you're thinking. Oh, look at the little crybaby. Yeah, I'm a crybaby, sure. But what's wrong with that? Why is it so wrong for me to be a crybaby?
Well, it becomes wrong whenever you're trying to dictate what words other people use.
Why is it so wrong for me to say that it's wrong to say triggered? Because it actually is wrong.
That's not true. You can't just assert that it's actually wrong. I don't think it's wrong at all. I don't think it's wrong to use triggered as offended. Because you guys use it as a synonym for that. We get it from you.
Let's just round it all out. My three contentions. 1, the whack definition. 2, the fact that it's very offensive. And 3, the fact that it fosters an anti-emotional culture. I'm emotional, you're emotional, let's just get all emotional up in this bit. Be happy with being emotional. And so, with that being said, let's stop trivializing the word triggered.
She said whack again. Come on. Why would something being offensive dictate people not being allowed to say it? And also, you're asserting that it's offensive. Maybe it's offensive to the people who use it and the way we're making fun of them for using it. Because I actually kind of agree with you. I think everybody who uses triggered actually agrees with you that it should be offended, but it's in the back of their head. Because, you know, we get it from you. We use it because you guys use it in inappropriate contexts, okay? It's kind of interesting because whenever we use it to make fun of you guys, it's a problem. But whenever you use it legitimately for problems that don't deserve for it to be used in, it's completely fine. You guys should be calling each other out for it, alright? I don't understand this. What is an anti-emotional culture? I don't want you to be emotional? That doesn't make any sense. If I say, oh, I'm triggered, instead of offended, I'm fostering an anti-emotional culture? What even? You know, sometimes I say I'm triggered. In fact, I think I say that more often for myself than I do other people. Like, oh man, I'm triggered. In fact, I hear other people saying it that way as well. So while we are expressing our emotions through that word, we are also harboring an anti-emotional culture. Like, I could be actually offended and use that word, expressing my emotions, but at the same time, I'm an anti-emotional culture fosterer. What the hell are you talking about? Is anybody anti-emotion? Maybe Ben Shapiro, because facts don't care about your feelings. Maybe he's anti-emotion. I'm kidding. His wife is a doctor. No, Ben Shapiro, you can't know my location. I promise you will never find it. So that was very weak arguments. Oh, she links an article? Oh my god. Psychologists originally developed the term to describe something that sets off a memory or flashback, transporting the person back to the event of her/his original trauma. You know, if you want to stay true to the definition, gather up all your feminist buddies, all your Marxists, I guess, all your social engineers, gather them all up in one big spot and be like, hey, stop using the word triggered because you guys are overusing it and people are making fun of us for overusing it. And in fact, we've changed the definition so people are using it in contexts where they aren't even making fun of us, they're making fun of themselves. And that's also triggering. Exclaiming that someone is triggered in a mocking way is quite insulting to those that suffer from a history of trauma. Okay, so now you've kind of changed your prerequisites required for it to be insulting. Because now you have to say triggered in a mocking way. You can't just say triggered in the wrong context. I guess that's because you know that it's your side of the line, I suppose, that uses the word incorrectly. We didn't get it from nowhere. We got it from people proclaiming to be triggered with their own vernacular, using it to convey feelings of strong victimization or offense. Not even kidding. We got it from you. You guys you're taking the blame that should be on your group and throwing it at people who have nothing to do with you. It's really weird. You guys always do stuff like this. I don't get why. I guess that's just modern progressive culture. Whatever. Triggers are real and do occur as a symptom of certain mental conditions. People that experience triggers should never be viewed as weak or less than, especially if they can't control it. Nobody thinks triggers are not real, okay? Everybody's aware that people with PTSD can get triggered. That doesn't mean we are out to get people with PTSD, okay? It's as simple as that. Emotions are not bad, they say, nor should anyone be ashamed of expressing how they feel. Nobody is saying that emotions are bad. Nobody is saying that. This is a very blatant straw man. Changing the use of triggered will only continue the cycle of falsely using or altering the meaning of important words related to mental health. It's imperative that we end this cycle of unimportance. Well, actually, it's imperative that we continue the cycle because that's how words work, okay? The English language is forever evolving. It's different than it was 100 years ago, and it's almost unrecognizable to how it was 1,000 years ago. In fact, if you've ever read a book that was written 500 years ago, or even less sometimes, the English they use is almost unrecognizable. It's a completely different language. It may as well be. I mean, there are consistencies, but there are straight up words that were used 500 years ago that are not used at all, that are not recognizable in the English language anymore. Words related to psychology or mental illness should never be synonyms for mocking slang. Altering the actual meaning of any of these words downplays their importance and seriousness. What are you talking about? That's just absolutely false what you're saying here. The context with which you use words brings the importance and seriousness. Alright, so whenever I'm playing Halo, okay, and I'm playing split screen with my buddy, and we're playing Legendary, we both get blown up by an elite who threw a lucky plasma grenade. And I say, we just got fucked. Do I mean that we both got bent over and then anally plunged? No, I mean we really just got messed up, huh? That's what I mean when I say that. So I don't think you guys understand what context is. You can't be triggered if you've never suffered from PTSD, anxiety, or any other mental illness. The word in colloquial terms does not, nor should not, exist. It's time to stop trivializing. Actually, you can be triggered if you have never suffered from PTSD. You can be triggered, and also, actually, anxiety is not necessarily a mental illness. Okay, you can have anxiety about something. Okay, this makes me nervous. You have anxiety. But the thing is, anxiety and depression is so easy to classify yourself as having to where it's gotten to the point to where anybody with even the smallest bit of anxiety and the smallest bit of depression can claim to be triggered. Okay, with your own definition here, you cannot say you're triggered unless you have anxiety or any other mental illnesses. The accessibility of these mental illnesses make it to where the use of the word triggered, from your camp, mind you, is so easily abused to where we're starting to make fun of you guys for it. But I think you guys are shifting the blame to people who don't deserve it. I think you guys are part of the problem, and you don't even know it. So I'm going to continue trivializing the word triggered because you guys are taking it too seriously, actually, using it with contexts with which it is not appropriate. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to actually use it more often because I don't want the word to have any importance or seriousness anymore in the context you guys are using it in. I want people to know that the context with which you guys use it in, the sky is somewhat red because the sunset, angry, triggered. That is not the appropriate context to use triggered. So I'm gonna run with your lubrication of the word, and I'm gonna slide it around as fluently as you guys do. because you shouldn't get away with your own logic here. You shouldn't just get away with claiming victim status that easily. I'm sorry to say, because sometimes whenever people claim victim status, they don't really have victim status. Now, don't get me wrong. If you actually do have PTSD and you do have experiences where you do get triggered in the appropriate sense of the word, hey, you do you. I completely understand. But this isn't about people with PTSD. This is about people wanting to control what words people use. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for the video. It's been a while since I uploaded. Recording this was pretty fun. Holy shit, it's been 40 minutes. This is gonna suck to edit. But hey, I have a Discord. You are invited. We stream every now and then. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you really liked it and you want to see more, subscribe. I make stuff like this fairly frequently. If you want to hang out, come join my streams. I think that's all the plugs I got. Oh, and follow me on Twitter. There you go. That's all of them. Alright, have a good day and peace out.